On Daf 51 of Pesachim, we get this halacha that's very kind of unusual. To chew over this one for a bit. It says if you go to a place where something is considered prohibited, you're not allowed to permit it in front of the locals. What does that mean? So these rabbis, for instance, went to this one town where they had accustomed to not wear these certain type of shoes on Shabbat. They're kind of wide shoes. They're sort of like slippers. They didn't wear them on Shabbat. And these rabbis came from elsewhere, from a broader understanding. They had a wider understanding of halakha than the locals did. And where they lived, people wore these shoes. So they're walking around wearing these shoes that they know are totally permitted on Shabbat. And the locals are aghast. Like, oh, we've never seen such a thing. How can you possibly wear these on Shabbat? Now, the response I would have expected was, oh, don't worry about it. You know, we know we're part of the Sanhedrin. We're part of this yeshiva. We know that it has been clear. There are clear rulings that say these types of shoes are permitted. It's okay. That might have been a reasonable response. The response instead, they took off their shoes. They gave them to their servants to carry since they couldn't carry them on Shabbat, and didn't mention a word to anybody. And we get kind of example after example of this on this stuff when people go to a place, act in the way that they know is permitted on Shabbat, and where elsewhere in the Jewish world, they did exactly what elsewhere in the Jewish world people do on Shabbat. But in this one place, the people considered a certain action prohibited, and they only found out when the locals freaked out and said, we've never seen such a thing. How can you do this on Shabbat? Rather than defending themselves and educating the locals and saying, no, this is totally permitted, they simply just stopped doing the action and didn't mention anything to anyone. Which kind of gives me a little bit of pause in terms of, how we're very eager to correct others that we think are doing things in a way that they shouldn't be. And here this halacha is kind of pointing out, it's like, there's a custom in a place. There's a way they deal with something in a place. Don't you from the outside step in and tell them what they're doing is wrong. They've got their ways. You're an outsider. You're a visitor. They haven't come to you and asked you your opinion. But they're saying, this is how we do things. Respect the way we do it, and you should, even if you know better. And it's one of those little lessons that I think it's good to reflect on, good to kind of periodically bite my tongue when I see something that might be done in a way I'm like, ooh, this isn't good. No, I should educate these people. There's a better way. Well, should I? Was I asked to be doing that? Maybe I should just, in their presence, bite my tongue.